What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back into another video, and today we're going to be talking about the New York Giants schedule. Now, the full 256 game schedule for the 2020 NFL season has been released, and I'm looking at this schedule, man, and I am not happy with it. I knew we were facing the NFC West. I knew that we were facing the NFC North and third place in a couple of divisions. Now, first off, what I'm seeing is, I'm thinking about my rookies. I'm thinking about this young team that the Giants have kind of gotten together, and I'm looking at the first 4 weeks, the first 5 weeks or so, and man, it's going to be tough on this young offensive line. Andrew Thomas, and if Matt Parrott starts, Andrew Thomas is definitely going to be thrown in the fire in the first few weeks, as he's going to be facing TJ Watt, Khalil Mack, Nick Bosa, and the rest of that defensive line, which is absolutely insane. LA has decent pass rushers, but nobody really fear. And then you have Tank Lawrence there, and also Aldon Smith with the Dallas Cowboys. And let's not forget Chase Young with the Washington Redskins. So that's about 6 weeks of just pure, and we can even talk about, oh man, we could just keep going here. Philadelphia, Brandon Graham and Derek Barnett. And then we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with JPP, who's making a return to MetLife Stadium, as well as Shaquille Barrett on that Tampa Bay defensive line. And then Chase Young again. And then Brandon Graham and Derek Barnett again. And we kind of get a breather all the way in November 29th, a day before my birthday, with the Cincinnati Bengals, as they do not have very much of a good pass rush whatsoever. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down pretty much every single game, not in crazy detail, as we don't really know what these teams are going to be yet. It's still way too early to tell. But I'm going to try to be as fair as I can in going over these games. So I'll be going over games that I'm circling, going over games, I'll give you my prediction on it, whether we win or lose, and giving just a quick little analysis of it. Alright, so week 1, Monday Night Football, September 14th, we're playing at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I already mentioned we're facing TJ Watt there with Pittsburgh. And we're also facing Big Ben Roethlisberger if he wants to stay healthy. But either way, whether we see Mason Rudolph, I think if we see Mason Rudolph, if Big Ben somehow gets hurt and he's not ready to start this season, if we see Mason Rudolph, we might just win this game, because Juju Smith-Schuster is just on the decline, man. I'm not really big on USC players whatsoever. I really don't like USC players, and Juju Smith-Schuster is proving my point. But we'll see if he makes a bounce back season, as he really had a huge slump with Antonio Brown not there. So the Pittsburgh Steelers did get probably their biggest marquee draft pick was Chase Claypool, as he should be a really good complement to Juju Smith-Schuster, as Chase Claypool is a guy like a DK Metcalf, just a big, strong, fast individual who you can line up on the outside and catch the ball. He's gonna be challenging. He's gonna be challenging against our defensive backs, which is a huge weakness on this team. That can be a strength, just like the offensive line. It's a weakness that could be a strength. I'm going to say this is a loss for the New York Giants. I just don't see them pulling it out. We then move on to the Chicago Bears, September 20th, away, a 1 o'clock game. I'm going to say we win this game. Listen, Mitchell Trubisky is going to have a tough time this year again. I don't think he's a terrible quarterback. He's terrible. He's bad. The Bears are going to have to look for a new quarterback next year, and I think he's going to be their Achilles heel. I know they have a good defense there, Khalil Mack, and a bunch of guys over there with that Bears defense, and I believe they've lost a couple of guys as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think they lost Prince Amukamara. So as far as the Chicago Bears goes, man, I really don't think they're going to make a jump this year, and I'm going to have the Giants beating them. We usually face them pretty close every year, as we lost to them 19-14 last year, and the year before that we actually beat them in the year they made the playoffs. So we then move on to the San Francisco 49ers, as we are now 1-1, and I'm gonna put this as another L in the win-loss column, man. This is the Super Bowl runner-ups here, man. We have to remember that The San Francisco defensive line is absolutely insane. Even though they traded DeForest Buckner, they still filled in that role with Javon Kinlaw, just full of first-round picks everywhere on that defense. Richard Sherman is still there. I mean, I don't need to list all of these guys to really tell you guys what's going on. That offense, I think, is going to get a lot better as well. So time will tell with the San Francisco 49ers, but I'm going to say we lose there at home. Next up, we are going to LA October 4th. Facing the LA Rams. It's a 4 o'clock game. It's basically a 1 o'clock game in the West Coast. I'm going to say we lose this game as well. I think LA's offense is just a little too fast for us. Even though they got rid of Brandon Cooks and they got rid of Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley was definitely on the decline, as his injury is still an issue, and he's never been the same since he's been hurt. And he gets hurt quite often as well. The Los Angeles Rams did draft Cam Akers in the second round to complement Darrell Henderson, or maybe just be a 1-2 punch there. And I think we'll fill in that role for Todd Gurley. So I don't think they really lost much. I believe they lost Dante Fowler as well to the Atlanta Falcons. So, I mean, they really didn't lose too much on that team. I'm going to say the Rams bounce back just a bit and they beat the Giants. Next up, October 11th. This is the first game I'm circling on my calendar as Jason Garrett and Mark Colombo, the offensive line coach, come home to Dallas. And we usually play this game week 1 at Dallas. It happens almost every year, besides maybe 1 or 2 years in the past, 10 years. But it's happened just about every year. We've faced the Dallas Cowboys at AT&T Stadium. And listen, if we hire Jason Garrett, he better be able to pull this game off. I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to win this game because the Cowboys just look really good. They're still a really good team. They did not drop off from last year, as much as a lot of other Giants fans might say. In my opinion, the Dallas Cowboys really didn't drop off too much. As much as I don't think the CeeDee Lamb was a very good pick as far as filling in needs, they definitely just took a chance on this guy and really just went front heavy on that wide receiving core, as I do not believe our defensive backs will be able to hold this team for much of anything, with CeeDee Lamb in the mix, as well as Michael Gallup, as well as Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, and of course Amari Cooper. So that offense is just way too potent. I don't think the Giants defense is going to be experienced and well trained to face this Dallas offense. So I'm going to say the Giants lose this game, but I'm circling this game, man, because this is the game I really want to win. Next up, we face the Washington Redskins at home in week 6. This is going to be a win for us. I always pencil both the Redskins games as wins. If they beat us one time, whoop-de-doo. But usually this is always going to be a win for us. We then skip on ahead. This is another game. The second game I'm circling, and this is another NFC East rival. The Philadelphia Eagles at Philadelphia, because this is a huge problem. I don't even remember the last time we beat Philly at Philly, and we always face Philly at Philly in a primetime game, and they're wearing their stupid blacked out jerseys, and for some reason the Philly fans have this thing in saying that they're invincible in their blacked out uniforms. And you know what? The Giants make that a reality. They make that a possibility, because I don't know what it is about those damn uniforms and primetime games, but we always get smoked by Philly. Always in those games. But usually when we're playing them at the Giants, or we're playing them maybe at Philly and it's not a primetime game and they're not blacked out and there's no black unis, the Giants played them pretty relatively close, and we either go out in a shootout with them, or we play it pretty even. But man, this is a game I really want to circle, man. I want to win this game probably more than the Dallas game, even though we have Jason Garrett there. I really want to win this game, because Philly fans really have this thing in saying they're invincible in the blacked out unis. But I'm going to have us losing this game, so I'm just going to put that out there, okay? We are going to be 2 and 5 going into the Tampa Bay game. And I'm not really going to circle this game, as we've been facing the Bucs for, 5 straight years now or something like that. We've been facing the Bucs for a long time, man, because we're always in third place. We're always in the same place in our divisions. But I like this game. I like this matchup. We're meeting Tom Brady again. Listen, Tom Brady may be wearing different colors, but we are still big blue, man. I don't know what's going to happen, man, but I'm excited to watch Tom Brady face the Giants again. It's a shame Eli Manning won't be here to play and play in that game, but Daniel Jones as the future. He faced Tom Brady before, stuck it close, but then New England pulled away. But let's see if he can stay close with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going to have this as a loss, man. We beat Tampa last year, but it was through the skin of our teeth, man. By the skin of our teeth, we beat Tampa, and it was Daniel Jones' first game, and he really shined. Let's see if he can do it again, but man, that team is just looking stacked right now, man. It's not, and I'm not even just talking about Tom Brady. That team in general is just stacked. So then November 8th, we face the Washington Redskins at Washington FedEx Field. This is another win for us. I'm going to have it. So this is our third win we're going to get. So we're going to be 3-6 going into our next Philly game. And this will be at home against Philly. Listen, I want to say that we beat Philly at home. Because the Giants, and time again, there's always one game where we face Philly and we're beating them. And we're beating them by a pretty decent lead. I'll always remember that 19-3 game. I'll always remember that. I believe that was Saquon's rookie year. And we had them, man. In the first half, we had them. And we threw an interception before the half. We weren't able to capitalize, and that momentum stood with Philly, and they wound up blowing us out at the end. So I believe the Giants can get this done. With the right coaching, we can get this done. I'm going to have the Giants beating the Philadelphia Eagles November 15th at home. So that puts us at 4-6 at the bye week, and then we come off the bye and we face the pretty old Cincinnati Bengals with their new quarterback out of LSU, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is great. Joe Burrow is a great quarterback, but that Cincinnati Bengals roster is absolutely putrid. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. I believe they had a decent draft as well, but that freaking Cincinnati Bengals roster is bad, okay? I believe they signed Trey Waynes to like a $15 million contract. That's how you know it's bad. They still have Bobby Hart at right tackle. That's how you know it's pretty bad. So I'm going to say the Giants beat this team, and this will be the first game where we actually see what the Giants can do as far as being a good team. I think this is the gap of competition is this is the first time we're going to see a huge gap in competition as far as the Giants goes, being the advantage for the Giants. So that puts us at a whopping total of 5-6. I thought this team would be a lot worse than what we're talking about right now, but we're talking a lot of hypotheticals. Let's keep that in mind. We don't know if any hardcore injuries are going to happen yet from both sides. But 5-6 is not bad to start out with. I'll be happy with 5-6 at this point in the season. We then move on to December 6th against the Seattle Seahawks at Seattle. The 12th man really isn't what it is anymore, but the Seattle Seahawks are still a really good team. As long as Russell Wilson is there, man, I really have the utmost confidence in that team. Seattle can't draft for their lives. Their first round picks are just as bad as Jerry Reese. It's almost like Jerry Reese took control of the Seattle Seahawks because their drafting is putrid. It's terrible. But they still find a way to win games. I'm going to have the Giants losing here, putting us at 5-7. Next up, December 13th against the Arizona Cardinals. We have the two 2019 quarterback draft classes going against each other in Daniel Jones and Kyler Murray. And Kyler Murray won the matchup before, but it was because of that great run game Dave Johnson was injured. Chase Edmonds, man. Really lit us up for like 3 touchdowns, like over almost 200 yards or something like that last year. And Kyler Murray only threw for 100 yards, but he managed the game pretty well, and they still got the W at the end of the day. So this is round 2 for those two quarterbacks of the 2019 draft class. Let's just hope we can pull it off. Listen, I'm going to say this is a loss just because the Cardinals did start their rebuild the same time we did, but they are on a much better track than we are, man. Their roster just looks a lot better. I'm sorry. So that puts us at 5-8. Next up, we face the Cleveland Browns, December 20th at home. OBJ comes back home. I want this to be a primetime game. I really want this to be a primetime game. I hope I'm able to go up there. But it's December 20th. I don't think I'll be able to make it because of my job, because it's so close to Christmas. I'm a postman, so it's hard. But I'm really looking forward to this game, man. Listen, I'm going to say the Giants win this game. I think OBJ is going to get too much in his head going back to MetLife and trying to send a message, trying to prove a point to the Giants organization, trying to prove a point to Dave Gettleman. And so I think that's going to get a little too much in their heads, and you could argue it's just going to be OBJ doing that, but no, Baker Mayfield also chirped a lot about the New York Giants and has nothing to do with the Giants. So you can tell he has OBJ's side. They're going to try to, stick it to the Giants, stick it to the bad guys, and try to get that revenge game going, but I think it's going to backfire terribly. So I'm going to take the Giants to win this game. So that puts the Giants at a total of 6-8. Next up, we have the Baltimore Ravens. No way in hell we're beating the Baltimore Ravens. The Giants can't. We have a new defense, so let's see what happens. The Giants cannot beat dual threat quarterbacks, especially you look at week 1 last year, the Ravens against the Dolphins. The Ravens put up 50 points on the Dolphins, and that was with Patrick Graham as a defensive coordinator for the Dolphins. So he has to prove a point here as he's our new defensive coordinator. So he better figure out a way to stop Lamar Jackson. So I'm going to have us losing that game. That puts us at 6-9. And then we have the Dallas Cowboys in January 3rd at home. I'm going to say the Giants win this game here at home. I think with Jason Garrett and Mark Colombo, I think we just have enough to play this team a lot better and potentially win with Jason Garrett there. And, he's going to transform our offense. He knows that offense. He knows that defense. So I just think we have enough to get at least one win out of the season from the Dallas Cowboys. 7-9 is kind of the highest point I have for the Giants. This is pretty much the best case scenario for the New York Giants. We'll see what happens. Another good case scenario is that we sweep the Cowboys because of Jason Garrett there. We'll see. But I want to say 7-9. It could be a lot less than that, but I want to say 7-9. We're on the up and up, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. So that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you guys have the Giants going this season in the 2020 NFL season? You have them going 5-11? You have them going 4-12? You have them going 7-9, 8-8? I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. I'll see you guys in the next video. Woo!